Anything interesting?
No, just some more house details from the estate agents.
That looks nice.
I'll make an appointment to see it, shall I?
Well, if you don't mind going on your own, I'm too busy.
What with?
You know what with?
The horses.
Yes.
I wish you wouldn't, Chris.
Look, and I wish I knew what the difference was. Dead sheep, dead cows, they're okay, but dead horses aren't for some reason.
If you don't understand, I can't explain.
Look, let's not have a row. You get something fixed up with the houses, and I'll do my best to try and find time to come with you.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, Frank.
Can I have a word with Christopher?
Sorry, you've just this minute missed him.
Oh, well, I'll ring him at the office. Is he very busy today, do you know?
Busy. Depends how many slaughtered horses he's got to shift.
Ah, well,
Doesn't matter. I'll see you later. Bye. Kathy's still giving Christopher a hard time about that horse meat contract.
Can you blame her?
No, guess not. That's the third time I've rung and he's been out.
Well, perhaps he is out.
No, he's just avoiding me. I'm still in his bad books about the mill.
Well, you were a little hasty, Frank.
Hasty? I was downright stupid. I realise that now. If only he'd give me a chance to explain. I don't like being at loggerheads with my own flesh and blood.
All you've got to do is tell him.
I would if he'd talk to me. Yeah.
Not very cheerful.
And why not? This time yesterday, it looked as if the farm was going to be under the control of absentee shareholders.
And now you're in charge again.
More or less, aye. Don't mind, do you?
What, you being in control?
Oh, I meant about marrying.
Oh, Jack, how many more times? I'm thrilled, delighted, beside myself with pleasure.
No need to go over the top, love.
Well, how else can I say it? Really and truly, I don't mind. I don't feel threatened or jealous. Just pleased that you can do what you think is right for the farm for all our sakes.
Great. You don't mind that it was Marion's gift that made it possible?
Jack.
Okay, okay.
Breakfast?
No, I'll have some later, after I've got this young man to school. Come on, son. You go and get your coat.
Okay, Dad.
Oi!
I'll need a hand later.
What with?
I've got a new gate to put up in the top 20. I can't manage on my own.
Oh, no problem.
Good. You sure you don't mind about marrying?
Has Kathy arrived yet?
Been and gone. She's out riding.
I wanted to talk to her.
About Christopher.
Yeah.
Frank, surely the best thing to do is just tell him you were wrong about the cottage and clear the air.
Well, if I could get hold of him.
Face to face, I meant. Go and see him, please.
I'll take him out to lunch. Make it a treat, you like that. Did you want me?
I wanted to talk to both of you. We've got to sort out this trekking centre. If there's going to be one, that is.
I've had time to think about it since last night.
And you don't like the idea?
No. I think it's a very good idea, actually.
We should said so the other day, instead of sounding off at me.
I know. I apologize for the dressing down.
I don't like being treated like a kid, Frank. Speaking to me like that in front of Christopher.
It was out of order, and I'm sorry.
Oh, fine. Apology accepted. The point is, though, am I in charge of this estate or am I not? Because when you offered me the job, you made a big song and dance about how you wouldn't interfere.
And I meant it. You have my blessing about the pony trekking centre. Whatever you and Kim want is up to you. And I promise, it's your show, okay?
So you won't mind me taking on Michael Feldman as my assistant?
Of course not. Good workers, the Feldmans.
Right.
Elizabeth, is that the order for the wet fish shop in Hodden?
Yes.
Oh, run it up for me later, would you?
Can't Seth take it? I was hoping for a full hour for lunch today.
Why?
Because I'm entitled to.
I hope you haven't made any plans for tonight.
As a matter of fact, I have. Why?
The VAT returns are due in at the end of the month.
I know. I've got a note in the diary to do them next week.
I would just feel happier if I knew that my returns were in order.
Look, I'm sorry, but my free time is precious.
Yes, I do know that, Elizabeth. I would do it myself if I could. Well, you know what the doctor said. Take it easy, he said. And here am I trying to run the pub and the restaurant and supervise the fish and game farm, and what's more, I can't sleep properly.
All right.
You mean you do it?
Well, I suppose so. I'd hate to see you go down with a stress attack.
And you'll cancel any plans you've made?
Doesn't look as if I've got any choice.
Just running the iron over these things for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, it's no trouble.
Well, it's a great help. I don't know what to take with me.
We'll just take everything. Jack can carry your cases this end, and Amos can do it when you get to Spain.
Good idea. You will be able to manage without me, won't you?
Of course.
3 months is a long time.
Oh, make the most of it. Forget about us and enjoy yourself.
Quite right. I'm just being daft.
Here you are. Been waiting for you up in the top 20.
What for?
You were going to help me hang that gate, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just let me finish these things.
No, no matter. I managed in the end.
Sorry.
Don't be. You got your hands full down here. It just highlights the problem.
What problem?
Permanent help. I mean, Lamin's not too far off. I'm going to need another pair of hands around the place.
Anyone in mind?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Michael Fellman.
Do you think you take it on again?
Why not?
Well, it wasn't treated very well last time.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's just hope he's learned to forgive and forget, because otherwise we'll be stumped. I can't manage on my own. I think I better go and find him.
Are you busy? I'm always busy. Come to check up on me, have you?
Yeah, of course not. Wondering if you'd be free for lunch.
Shall I get my secretary to check the diary?
Oh, come on, Chris.
Only teasing.
My treat. Of course.
What's all this in aid of?
I'd just like to have a chat with you, that's all.
What about?
Oh, nothing important. I thought we might go down to...
Surprise me.
See you later.
What are you doing tonight?
See, nothing.
Good. Then if you don't mind dining in the middle of a bomb site, come over for supper.
Great.
Kim told me Frank's given the go-ahead for the trekking centre.
Eventually, after a lot of huffing and puffing and ranting and raving.
You'll get used to him.
Big difference between you and me, Kathy.
What?
Your family, I'm just an employee. You've got to put up with him, I don't. And he's not the only one that likes getting his own way. So you better watch your step.
You're as pig-headed as he is.
Hey, don't believe it.
What's happened here?
I don't know. I rode past you the other day, everything was all right then.
Vandals, maybe.
No, not enough rubble. Stone's been removed.
Removed?
Yeah, stolen.
Are you stealing lead from church rooftops? I can understand, but dry stone walling from farmers' fields?
Oh, they'll steal anything these days, Kathy. There's a market in it.
And is there?
There is for dry stone.
But when did they steal it?
I don't know. I'm going to find out, though.
It's a nice job on a cold day like this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just helping Mum out. It's better than twiddling my thumbs, isn't it?
How would you fancy a regular job?
Doing what?
Working for me at Emmerdale. You interested?
Oh, what's going on? First Joe and now you.
What does that mean?
Well, last week, Joe asked if I want a job up at Holiday Village as his warden. And I said yeah, and then he changed his mind, or had it changed for him, I don't know which.
Look, Michael, I've no idea what Joe's up to. All I know is I'm short-handed and there's a job going for you. Doing what you're best at. Farming. Not being a ruddy redcoat. So what do you say?
Well, it depends.
What on?
On what you've got to offer. I mean, it seems like I'm in demand. You might not be able to afford me, Jack.
What brings you up here?
Well, Michael Fellman, I think I might have a bit of news for him.
Really?
Yeah, about a job. Working with me on the estate.
Oh, I see.
And have you had any problems with missing dry stone walling?
Have you been drinking?
No, seriously. Thieves are nicking it off home farmland. I just wondered if you'd noticed any damage up here.
Well, I haven't looked. We'll check next time we're out.
What you taking with you, Ma?
You know, none of your cheek.
Crikey. What are you got in here?
Dry stone walling. She's smuggling it into Spain. There's a huge market for it, apparently.
Don't be so silly.
How's Big Brother Jack?
Oh, you know, moaning that he's got too much to do, but he's happy enough.
Especially since last night.
Last night? What happened last night?
You know Henry left his farm shareholding to Marion?
Yeah.
Well, she rang from Italy last night. She's signing it over to Jack.
Well, that'll give him 40% share of the farm.
That's right.
Which means, Ma, he can do whatever he likes here without consulting any of us.
Well, why not? Jack stood by us while you turned your back on the farm. Why shouldn't he have controlling interest? He does all the work.
This is all very pleasant, Dad. What's it in aid of?
Does it have to be in aid of anything? Can't I just take my son out to lunch without a reason?
Yes and no in that order. I know you too well, Dad.
I want to try and explain to you about the cottage. Why I bought it for you.
Look, we don't want the cottage, Dad. Apart from the fact it's a bodged-up dump, thanks mainly to me,
Can I finish?
No, listen. It's taken me a long time to realise that you don't show how much you love someone by showering them with expensive presents.
You think that's what I would?
If the cap fits. Look, all we wanted to do was start off with a clean slate. You know, get a joint mortgage, fret about interest rates, wonder whether we could make ends meet.
I see. Well, I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to struggle, either of you.
We know you were just thinking of us.
I was rash, wasn't I?
Yeah. But nobody understands that better than I do.
What are you going to do when you sell it?
Give you back the money, of course. Look, Dad, we really do appreciate what you tried to do for us. And I know I've hurt you, and I'm sorry. But our minds are made up.
Afternoon, all. Want one in there, Seth?
Oh, thanks, Eric.
Usual, please, Alan, and put one in for Seth, please.
Carol, you serve this person, please.
What would you like?
A large one, please, my dear, and put one in for Seth. And a bell.
Bell?
Yes, well, if Alan's going to treat me like a social leper, I might as well go the whole hog. Unclean, unclean.
I just thought you might like to know that Elizabeth Feldman will be busy this evening.
Yes. Why should that concern me?
Well, I wouldn't want you going round there and then being disappointed because she's busy with me.
Yes, she told me.
You've seen her?
Yes, of course. And don't worry, she managed to squeeze in a 10-minute break while she was in Houghton. You work her too hard, you know.
Mrs. Feldman and I have a very special relationship.
Yes, she slogs her guts out and you tot up all her profits. She told me what it was like.
She has no right discussing my business affairs with a person like you.
And you have no right interfering in her private life.
What's all this about?
Oh, Mr. Turner.
Post last thing you can call Turner. I wish I'd a tenth of what he earns. He'll get no sympathy here.
Ah, well, what's the big bank balance, Seth, compared to the love of a good woman?
I don't know. I won't mind finding out.
Michael.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Glad I caught up with you. Been looking all over the place.
Why, what's up?
Look, I'm sorry to mess you about. It's that job at the holiday village. There's been another change of plans. The job is yours if you want it.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I do anymore. Just been offered another job.
And where?
Emmerdale.
Well, I hope you turn it down.
Well, I might have done. What's it to you?
Because I want you to come and work for me. I've told you you're the best man for the job.
Yeah, well, now you know what it feels like to be messed about, don't you? Look, I'll not play games with you. I've more or less told Jack I'll do it.
Okay, I understand.
Well, the way things are going, Jack will probably ring back and tell me it's all off.
Blaming Jack. It's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, well, sorry, that's the way it is.
It's all right. Not your fault. Good luck.
You ought to do something about sprucing up the exterior of this place.
Very happy with my pub the way it is, thank you. When I want your advice, I'll ask for it.
How about a nice rockery by the cellar doors? You know, a few boulders, shrubs, flowers. Look wonderful.
I know, and you can do me a special deal.
Of course. I've access to all the basic materials. Cheaper than any garden centre, you know.
Thank you very much, but no thanks.
All lost, all by. Bye.
Now he's into landscape gardening, and the man's a shark. Well, let's get tonight's menus ready.
OK, Mr. Turner. Oh, by the way, if there's anything I can do, you know, at this difficult time.
Beg your pardon?
Well, I know what you're going through. Don't hesitate to ask. The trouble's shared, you know.
Ah, yes. Right.
You mark my words, Seth. He's putting on a brave front, but there's a man that's hurting inside.
Seth! Get back to work.
See what I mean?
Who'd want to steal dry stone walling, for goodness sake?
Well, you'd be surprised. Builders' merchants, garden centres. Pay top price for the dry stone in town.
Any ideas who's behind?
No, but I'll catch them if they ever come back.
I've just been looking the shed over.
Yeah, I'm going to see the architect about the alteration.
Well, hang on. I'm not sure I want the ponies in.
But it's ideal.
I'm not worried about the animals, it's the people who ride them. I don't want holidaymakers this close to the house.
You're a NIMBY.
What?
NIMBY, you know, not in my backyard.
Well, if I am, then I'm sorry, but I value my privacy too much, and I'm thinking about yours, too.
Hang on. You're bringing them here in the first place, so you can't ignore them. Where are we going to put the trekking centre?
Must be some old tenant's buildings on another part of the estate we could use.
Yeah, I suppose there would be.
There we are. Problem solved. Okay?
If you say so, Frank.
You don't sound very happy about it, do you? I mean, it's not going to make a great deal of difference to the ponies, is it?
It's not the ponies I'm worried about. You keep telling me I'm in charge of the estate. Then you keep telling me how to run it.
I thought your flight was booked for tomorrow, Mother.
It is. Is there a problem?
Well, now that you've packed your bags, I could drop you off at the airport tonight if you're so anxious to get off.
That's enough of your cheek, thank you.
What's for supper?
Nothing till Mark's finished his spring cleaning.
Is what?
He's cleaning the cottage next door. You know, housework.
Oh, save your breath, Annie.
Blimey. Wouldn't be wasting my time cleaning. If I was a good-looking young single lad like him, I'd be off
I
doing...
don't think I want to know.
I'm glad to see he's taking his responsibilities seriously. You would have filled the house with your girlfriends.
Given half the chance, aye.
Back so soon, Eric? I suppose you've got a bit of time on your hands tonight.
Perhaps.
Yes, pity about that.
Yeah, you sound really concerned.
Well, you can't have it all your own way, can you? But then I expect you're used to spending evenings on your own.
Who says I'm on my own? You can't keep her working on the VAT all night, you know.
Well, I shouldn't count on that. We're going to be very busy. I expect she'll be very late.
No matter. Elizabeth and I are not in any hurry. Same again, old boy.
Finish your housework.
Leave him alone, Jack.
This is really delicious, honey.
Don't tell me, tell the chef. Sarah cooked it.
It's really good.
What are you after?
Don't be so cynical.
Well, there was something I wanted to ask, actually. It's a favour.
So, did you?
I've been thinking about repainting the cottage.
I always wanted to get rid of that horrible yellow, but it was a bit awkward while Dolly was still around.
Yeah, well, there's just one thing.
What?
How about you paying for the paint?
What?
Well, that's fair enough. You can't expect Mark to pay for it.
It's pricey stuff, you know.
Oh, all right. Only I think Joe should chip in as well.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Where are you going?
I'm off to get my colour charts.
Penny for them?
Worth more than that.
Oh?
100 grand at least. The Mill Cottage.
Frank. You should be proud of Chris. Not fed up about him.
Why?
Because you brought him up to have principles and he's sticking by them.
He's just being obstinate.
I wonder what side of the family that came from.
I know.
Personally, I think they're daft to turn their backs on you, but it's up to them. How would you have liked your father running your marriage?
My father couldn't have afforded to do what I've done.
That's not the point. I'm sure you and Jean wanted to do things your way.
Of course we did.
Well, so do they. And you've got to respect that. Look, when they give you the money back, why don't you invest it somewhere? Then if they do fall on hard times, you've got something to bail them out with. Failing that...
What?
Well, you could give it to the grandchild, if they ever produce one.
Yeah, you're right. What would I do without you?
What would you do without Joe Sugden?
Pardon?
Well, if you don't stop messing him about, you're going to lose him.
I'm not messing him about.
Come on, Frank. You know as well as I do that you've been taking it out on him.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm not. You've been making Joe's life difficult just because you and Chris are having a bad time. Now it's got to stop.
Yeah, you're right.
I usually am. Sort it out, please.
All right.
Hello, Joe.
Kathy, something for the wine rack.
Oh, thank you. I've got one open in the kitchen.
Had another run-in with Dad, I hear.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Look, don't be too hasty to judge him. He's probably just as nervous about the new arrangement as you are.
Families. Who needs them, eh?
Sounds a bit profound. Having trouble with yours.
You don't want to hear.
Go on, we don't mind.
Well, Henry left his share in the farm to Marion. She didn't want it, so she gave it to Jack. which means Jack's now got 40% of the shares in the farm, which means he can do what he likes there without consulting us.
Well, is it that important?
Well, it is to me. I may not work there anymore, I'm still a shareholder. I like my opinions to be considered.
And can't you do something about the situation?
No, farm split up 4 ways. Between me, Ma, Matt and Jack. Yeah. Wonder if Matt wants to realise some cash.
Well, how?
By selling his shares to me.
Oh, you buy his shares and you'd have 40% for... Clever.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see Jack's face.
Neither can I.
Yeah. That'll teach him to pinch my staff from under my nose.
What?
Never mind. Yeah, I'll ring Matt when I get back.
Hang on a minute, Jack. Before you vanish, I want to talk to you about Henry's money. £100,000 is a lot to be left sitting in the farm account.
At least it's getting interest.
Yes, but if you're not careful, it'll get soaked up with the rest of the farm's running expenses, and Henry wouldn't want that.
Yeah, but like you said, there's no point in spending it for the sake of spending.
I'm not suggesting that you should. I'd just like something decided before I go away.
I've been thinking.
And Sarah?
There is one thing we could use it for.
What's that?
To buy out the remaining absentee partner.
Matt?
Yeah. The money would probably be more help to him than shares in a farm he has no connection with anymore.
I don't know about that.
Oh, hang on, Ma. That's not a bad idea at all.
There'd be no problem about who was in control then.
Absolutely. And the people who work this farm would be properly in charge.
Matt's ideas have always been useful in the past.
Well, I know, but I think he'd appreciate the money.
Well, I suppose it's worth thinking about.
Then Matt can worry about how to spend it.
Another drink?
No, thank you, my dear. I want to keep my wits about me for later.
Don't let him wind you up, Mr. Turner. It'll only make it worse for you.
Yes, well, I'll go and put my coat on before I pop across the road to start the vet with Mrs. Feldman. Of course, we may be some time, so if I'm after closing time, lock up. Will you come?
Right. And don't forget, if there's anything I can do.
Yes, I'll bear that in mind.
So will you help us then?
Yeah, all right, yeah, I don't mind. You're going to buy paint with her, Mark. It costs a fortune, you know.
Now, don't worry about that. Jack's footing the bill. I've got him right where I want him.
All right. Yeah, OK, then. Suppose I'll be spending quite a lot of time up there anyway when Rachel's about. Might as well have the place looking decent, eh?
Anything's better than that yellow.
Yes, true enough, yeah.
Look, I'm going to do 2 of the walls in that,
Yeah.
the ceiling in that, and the other walls in that.
Oh, no, not that one.
Why not?
Because it's horrible.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Look, I'm going to be spending a lot of time up there anyway. Rachel won't like that one either.
Well, she's not there half the time, and neither are you.
Carol, could I just have a word?
What about?
I've had a phone call from a friend.
Oh?
He's offered me 2 tickets for the concert in Hotton tomorrow night, and I just wondered if you'd like to come with me.
Oh, Mr. Turner. Well,
It's a very good orchestra.
It's classical music, isn't it?
Yes. It would cheer me up no end if you'd come with me.
What about the bar?
Oh, I've arranged for cover.
Oh, it sounds grand, Mr. Turner. I'd love to come.
Eric, I'll try not to keep her too late on the VAT returns.
Right.
I should hate to come between you and Elizabeth. You're quite right. I've been working her far too hard. She deserves better.
You should think so too.
Jolly good.